Today we're going to be talking about our ecosystem themes. I'm Larcia, I'm a director at Pensions for Purpose, and I'm joined by Richard Giles. Hello, Richard.
Morning, Larcia. Good to be with you. For those who don't know me, my name is Richard Giles. I'm Senior Director at Pensions for Purpose, and my role here is to look after our community partners. But we've got an exciting development with the ecosystem partnerships, which are new for 2025.
So to understand those a bit better, Richard, I think it would be helpful to explain what Pension for Purposes vision is more generally about sort of how we can help make the pensions and investment system better.
Okay, yeah, happy to talk about that. So the question that I'd start with is why? And pension schemes are unique in that they are very long-term, multi-generational investment vehicles, and they're also large. So their investment in of UK pension schemes is around £3 trillion, which means they're in a position to be able to influence through capital allocation and use of their voice. Our mission is to inspire investors, companies to consider profits alongside people and planet, so that these long-term sustainable issues that will affect pension schemes are fully taken into account. And the question then becomes, how do we do that? If we understand why that's important, but how do we do that? And really, we focus on knowledge sharing across our membership network, which is 425 organisations at the moment and growing. But we do research, events, training to share that knowledge and move the whole industry forward.
And what about these ecosystem themes? What are they and how will they help support this vision?
Yeah, it's a good question. So really, these came out of member feedback from the research that we do, and general feedback we're getting from members was we're identifying gaps where to move the industry forward, there needed to be some longer term activity. And the 12-month cycle that we were having wasn't long enough to really get underneath some of these longer term issues. So the ecosystem theme idea is to partner with organisations over a 3-year period to really be able to tackle some of the framework, the policy issues that are holding back sustainable investing. And we've developed it on a thematic basis with 6 themes, which I'll quickly run through. So the first is system and governance. Second is impact integration. Those 2 look across all of our work, if you like. And then we've got 4 topic-led themes: place-based investing, people, climate and biodiversity. I don't think there'll be anything that surprises people in those themes, but they do kind of anchor all of our activity around those 6 themes.
And what are we actually going to be doing over that 3-year period for each of those themes?
Yeah, the main thing is we'll be aiming to achieve change. So that could be developing new market opportunities, accelerating the flow of capital into these areas. What we do will depend on the theme. So if I give an example, in the climate area, where that's one of the first groups that we're going to be launching, but I could see that group focusing on moving from disclosure with TCFD to action with transition plans could be a big part of that activity. And the process we'll go through is we'll carry out research. So we will talk to asset owners, fiduciaries about what's working, what the challenges are, and out of that we'll identify things that need to change. And then we'll develop a working group. So a combination across the investment chain, including consultants and regulators, but also asset owners and asset managers, to really work on these challenges that the industry is facing.
Well, it sounds really exciting. So I guess my final question is how can people get involved?
Yeah, we'd love our members to get involved. So really 3 things that I'd say. The first is we're looking for funding. These things require funding, and we're delighted to talk to anybody that's got a passion in these areas, who may be in a position to partner and support either at a partner level, or we also have supporter roles. But that's essential to enable us to do this work. The second thing would be, as an asset owner or fiduciary, getting involved if these are any of these areas are topics of interest to you, then play a part in the community interest group, the research project that we're going to undertake. Use your influence to determine what we work on and what outcomes we get to. And the final thing I'd say is policymakers, regulators, governments will be looking for those to get involved, because they're an essential part of making some changes as well. So whichever part of the chain you're involved in, we'd love to hear from you. Contact me, contact Lassia. Very happy to talk about this in more detail.